Hello, everybody. I am Joe Senpai. I'm the marathon, one of the marathon's organizers, and well, what we find out for the host, I think I'm gonna be switching to host duties. And I remind you that we are on the Speed Gaming Live 2020 marathon, where you are enjoying a good amount of amazing runs. It's the second day of the marathon. Plus, we're still having a good amount of amazing runs like this one that we're going to be watching by performed by Kariohki, which is Chocobo Racing, an interesting game from the Final Fantasy universe. And well, I can remind you that we have an incentive for this run. That is to showcase an additional Final Fantasy track. We are $50 away from that incentive, so I really hope that if somebody donates money, then you can put your money to that incentive. So, with this said, remember that all the money that we're gonna be donating are gonna be used for crowdfunding the tournament from SGLIVE 2021. So, that was a lot of information to mention and to talk about. So it's time to switch to the run itself. So, good luck, karaoke.
Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Karaoke. You may have heard me already a couple times this event, but now I am here and I'm going to be running a game for you all. This is Chocobo Racing for the PS1, and this is going to be story mode, so I know we're a little bit behind schedule, so I'm just going to get right into it. And I got my timer here, and I got my story mode here, and just to show that I'm doing the correct category, I do have the handicap option set on. This is the makes me go faster, so I will get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. And we're going to start from the beginning. And no, we are not going to read the story because that wastes time. The story is quite cute, though. Lot of it's like in the it's like in the style of like a pop-up storybook, and the art's really nice, and it's just a cute overall story. So, Chocobo Racing. This is not Final Fantasy VII's Chocobo Racing, as many people think when they hear, oh, Chocobo Racing on the PS1? No, it's not that. This is a standalone kart racer game, much like Mario Kart, or I like to compare it to Diddy Kong Racing, due to the item system that it uses, which we'll get into next track, because this track is kind of the tutorial track that teaches you the controls. Square is go, X is brake, analog stick or D-pad is move around, obviously. And at the top left here, you'll see this little bar that fills up. That is my ability bar. Chocobo's ability is dash, and I'll be using dash throughout the entire run, as you can pick your, as I unlock more characters, and I can pick whichever character and whichever ability to use, but Chocobo's default ability is dash, and that makes the equivalent of a haste 2 spell. And it makes me go faster, and that is why it is the best ability to use. Very important menuing here. Don't want to save the game, we don't want to read the story, and we want to continue playing this mode. So second track here, this is where we get introduced to an actual versus person that we need to beat on the track. This is our friend Mog, he's a Moogle. He's a little stuck up, but he's our best buddy. And this is also when we're introduced to magic. So as you can see, I'm picking up these magics and they're stacking and flashing behind me. That's why I like to compare it to Diddy Kong Racing, because the levels of magic can stack up. Kind of like, you know, you pick up 3 red balloons and you get a super duper missile in that game. So this magic is haste, and it makes you go faster, and that's why it's the best one. We'll be hoping for a lot of these haste crystals throughout the run to make sure that we go as fast as possible. And here I'm just going to use that one there twice, so I get that little extra boost before I use this other one and beat the stage. Yay. No, yes. No. So here we are on the third stage, and the person we have to beat here is the Golem. And this is also something unique in this game, as far as I know. Sometimes I double think myself, and I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. Because I haven't kind of just played this game casually in a very long time, that, in story mode, to continue on, you only have to defeat the character whose home track it is. So, I believe, technically, I could lose to Moogle here, and still be able to continue on, because I would beat Golem. But if I lose to Golem, then I have to redo the stage, and that was unlucky. This stage introduces the fire spell, which shoots out a magic bullet and can turn into a homing bullet. And it also introduces the question mark crystal, which is a random magic out of all the ones available. So we're hoping to get haste, and we got unlucky twice, so. Character-wise, Chocobo and Mog are pretty similar. Golem's kind of like Bowser. Kind of heavy, doesn't control well. In fact, his ability is specifically about, like, getting better control. So, level 4? Yeah, 4. Is the mines, and here we have Goblin as our opponent. And Goblin's ability is special. It's called Mug, and it will steal your farthest back crystal. So that's why I'm using these crystals right away, instead of holding on to them, because if I don't use them right away, he's gonna steal them from me. And we'll just take that hit there, and actually that was pretty good. We spun kind of far forward the entire time. That was ice, that was blizzard. What that does is the first 2 levels will put a bunch of puddles on the ground, and the 3rd level will surround the opponent in ice and make them spin out after kind of controlling them for a little while. Oh, like this. This is level 3 ice right there. I was like gonna say, I threaded the needle on those puddles really nicely, and then I get hit by a spell anyway. And of course I'm gonna get my dash right at the end there, unfortunate. So for this next stage, we're actually going to play as Goblin. His speed is a little slower than Chocobo, but his handling's just about the same. But, I had to listen to the countdown there and I still missed it. Good job. We pick him because then the AI can't pick him, and the AI only sticks to the default ability for the characters. So that means, and the cage fell down, good job. That means no one's able to use Mug, so I can just stockpile these haste crystals. I like to call this stage the first kind of gatekeeper because of Black Mage's ability, which is called Magic Plus. And what that does is it increases your, what do you call those things? Magic levels by 1 when the bar fills up. So he can get off some pretty powerful spells because he's a Black Mage. And I'm probably going to run into that puddle next time I come around this spot. I get a 3rd one? Nope, I'm just going to use my haste right now then, so I can start... Oh, of course I get a 3rd one there. Thanks. Thanks, game. The spell on this level is lightning, or thunder, I guess. And it's kind of like a lightning strike, it spins you out when you get hit. The higher level it is, the larger the lightning bolts, and the more there kind of are. Oh, there were 2 haste there, and I went between them. And of course I get a level 3 one right there. That's level 3 lightning. Level 3 thunder. How bad is the time loss if you accidentally read the story? Very bad. The story segments are like 2 to 3 minutes, I think, depending on which one it is. You can't speed through the text or the animations at all. Luckily, I have not lost a run to reading the story in a very long time. Also, once you're reading the story, you're locked into reading the story. You can't just cancel out the cutscene. I'm trying not to jinx myself right now by saying all that, oh, I've never done it in so long, so I'm just gonna be really careful on the menus now. Anyway, here we are on White Mage's level, and the, fence. The magic here is mini, which makes you small, like lightning bolt, and it slows you down. That's not good. So, if you've been listening to the music from in the background here during this game, you might notice they're all remixes of tracks from different Final Fantasy games. And that includes ones that weren't released in the US at the time this game came out. This game came out in between Final Fantasy 7 and 8. And in fact, there is an open incentive for donating for this game. If you donate some money, you want to put some incentive, there is a secret track that unlocks after you beat the game twice, I believe? Might be just once, I don't remember. It's been forever since I've unlocked it, so. But there's a secret track, and it's based on Final Fantasy VIII because that was the game in development at the time. And I'd like to show that to you, so therefore you should donate towards it. Anyway, some of these songs that are in the background, like this one here, was part of Final Fantasy games that had not released in the West yet. So when I played this game as a kid, I think the only Final Fantasy at the time I had played was 7, and I hadn't even finished it. But I got this game and Chocobo's Dungeon 2 because Chocobos were cute, and I played this one a lot. I wasn't paying attention, I didn't realize that was the end of the track. I was like, oh, I'm just going around the track here and pressing button and moving along, and oh, the race is over. But moving on here. Oh, sweet, we don't got Goblin. Good. This is Chubby Chocobo's track. This is also the track that was used in the demo disc of the game. There was a demo of this game in some PlayStation magazine, I don't know which one, but I bought that magazine and had that demo disc, and played this track a lot until this game came out. So the new magic here is Reflect, or Barrier, I think, actually, technically. Well, whatever it does, is it prevents you from getting hit by magic spells, for once. So you can either, it's a special magic, you can either just kind of use the crystal, like, you can use it by pressing the use button, R1 button, and it'll make a barrier around you for like 10 seconds. Or you can just leave it in your inventory like I'm doing here, and if a magic spell goes and hits you, it automatically uses it. But I'm gonna use that there, nope, okay. I was trying to see if I would get another haste crystal there, but I did not. As you can tell, the longer the game goes, how small am I? I'm pretty small. We'll see if I recover. The less likely you are to get another haste crystal from the... I missed it! From the question mark blocks, because there's so many more to choose from. So, and I missed the guaranteed one right next to it, because I swung out a little bit too far. This stage is actually one of the most important ones to be using Black Mage on, so you might be wondering why I switched to Black Mage when I unlocked him. That's because he floats. And floating means I don't have to worry about running into blizzard spells anymore. And it also means I don't have to worry about, like, quote-unquote grass, or like off-track things, and that entire last section of that track is an off-track section. Alright, so we got entirely super unlucky on all the haste crystals here. And didn't pick up any more, so. Womp womp. we are on the second to last track now. Oh, you also had the demo disc. That's awesome. The demo disc had this, and it had... I don't know what... I don't remember all the games it had on it, but it had this and Pen Pen Try Icelon on it. And I could never get Pen Pen Try Icelon's demo to boot. It always would just freeze at the menu. We do have Goblin on this level, unfortunately. When I'm saying that, I mean that, oh, he just used my own mini against me, and I'm all the way up on the walls. You can only have 6 racers on the track at one time, so after White Mage's level, it starts dropping a character, and for best speedrun luck, you want them to drop a Goblin all on the final 3 levels every time. Because then you can just stack Haste and Reflect crystals, and not have to worry about them getting stolen. The 3rd place run gets that luck, amazingly. I like to use the 3rd place run as kind of a benchmark for a good run, because not only does it get Goblin none of the times in the final 3 tracks, but also it doesn't use something called, I call it, spin speed, kind of. It's kind of like, I guess, the, Link to the Past, you know, trick, but similar. Actually, not at all similar. But what spin speed does in this game is you can spin, if you hold on the brake and try to drift, after a while, if you're just doing that constantly, you'll wipe out, you'll spin out. But what you can do when you're spinning out is you can hit your gas button and get a boost, get like a level, it's like a level like 2 haste or level 1 haste boost equivalent, which can really help if you can do them really well. And the 1st place time does them on every single level, and that's why it's the 1st place time, because that runner is really good at getting those and heading in the right direction to do them. The 2nd place time, I can't remember if the 2nd place time uses spin speed at all. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, that's called RNG right there. Getting hit by 2 lightning bolts. I forgot to mention the magic on this level is Doom, and it gives you a 10-second counter before wiping you out. Alright, and we are on the final track. So, if you want to see the Final Fantasy VIII track, get your donations in ASAP. And I am changing characters and abilities here to make things a little bit easier. So I changed to Moogle here because he's a little bit easier to control, and I used Charge here because it charges up faster. And it's a little bit of a shorter haste than Dash is, but it still makes me go fast, and it kind of evens out in the end. So Fantasia. This is where the only difference in between the Japanese and US versions of the game is. The Japanese version does not have barriers at all. Oh, I didn't get Goblin here either. 2 out of 3 is really good. So the special thing on this track also is Bahamut's ability, because Bahamut is the guy that owns this place. His ability is Mega Flare. He's going to be using it really soon, and I'm going to launch myself off the edge. Because as you can see at the top there, everyone was still spinning out even after Mr. Sid fixed my little scooter here. Launching yourself off the edge is faster than taking the Mega Flare. So every 45 seconds, Bahamut will use Mega Flare, and I launch myself off the edge there. This is a shortcut, it's not on the map. It's kind of hard to hit because you're launching yourself off the edge blindly. But anyway, every 45 seconds Bahamut will use Mega Flare, and I just need to launch myself off the edge to dodge that. So I am constantly checking the clock on this level. I should be in a good position at 35 here. Almost missed that one, but we're good. Final lap! Let's go! I have no clue where this incentive is at. So, it was $50 to meet it. I don't know how much we've raised. If we've raised it, cool. If not, you'll have to come by my stream to watch me do the Final Fantasy VIII track sometime. Ooh, I'm lapping someone. That, like, rarely happens in this level. Now I need to pay attention to the time. I'm gonna use that haste there. I'm gonna use that there. Should be hitting... Oh! A little too soon there. I read instead of 225, I read it was 215. And one last one, and run is over. 1855 is a pretty good time. I think my PB is like a 1820 something. I can't remember. Yeah, not Bahamut. What's his face? Behemoth looks kind of like Spyro, doesn't he? So, that is Chocobo Racing Story Mode. There is another category of story mode called Handicapless Story Mode, which is a little slower because you're not handicapped. Handicap makes you go faster. And, yeah, that's the run. So I'm just going to skip those credits there and go on to the end here. So every time you beat story mode, you get a score. And it's going to be 100. Yeah. Your score depends on how well you did in all the races and how fast you beat them. And just because with handicap mode, you're always going to get max points. So, and then at the end here, you can create your own racer, all the colors and everything, and give them stats and whatnot. And then you can give them a name. Yeah, look at that big old pink bird who can't really do much. I didn't give him any stats. His name is SGL 2020. I'm not gonna be safe. Yes, no, yes. Okay. Alright. So, yep, that's Chocobo Racing. I didn't see any donations come in, so I don't think we met that incentive. But everyone, thank you for watching, and thank you for watching SpeedGaming Live 2020. It's been a lot of fun helping out and seeing all the speedruns and tournaments that are going on. So I hope you continue watching through the weekend and keep on supporting the SpeedGaming channels. Thank you very much.